Well, it's the first day of the LTA ever, and I'm joined right now by Vulcan from C9, who is finally competing in the LTA.
Right.
Your first international league that you get to compete in. Mm-hmm. What is it like to finally have made it here?
Yeah, this is a big step
Yeah.
in everyone's career to be able to play in an international league like this is. And I had the honor of playing against a team who is technically the LAN representative. LATAM representative, so big honor today.
Yeah. No, but how different does it feel to be in the LTA versus LCS, or is it just like everything's the same? In some ways, maybe even more the same than it has been in the past, because you're playing with Zven and you're in C9 and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it feels very similar right now. Obviously, when we go down to Brazil, then that's when we'll have like a big clash compared to in the past.
Yeah.
For now, it's business as usual. Yeah.
I've been asking people what they think of Fearless Draft. What do you think?
I don't know, because I feel like in best of threes you won't see that many funny picks. Today both series didn't even go to game 3, so we didn't get to see like anything that funny. I feel like it'll be only in best of 5s that you really see like some crazy drafts. But then I'm not sure how entertaining it'll be. I guess the fans will find out when we get there in playoffs. But I feel like looking at Twitch versus Sivir is funny for a couple games, but then after a while I feel like I don't know, competitive integrity and everything, I feel like it's not the best in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I haven't, tried it yet. So we'll see. I'll give it a go, obviously.
So you are back on C9. What is it like to be back with the team, back playing with Zven, etc.?
Honestly, playing with Zven is super easy. Like we boot camped in Korea at the end of last year, and the first few games that we played together, like even in solo queue or in scrims, it was super easy to talk to him during the game, get on the same page. I think the conversation, especially during the game, feels a lot easier than with Berserker, because Berserker is worse than English, obviously. But I feel like I have so much better synergy with Zven than I did with like a lot of my previous ADCs recently, so I feel a lot more comfortable inside the game, and I think everything becomes easier then.
Were you surprised that the second game just now against Lion was closer at times, I think, than people expected? Because I think, especially after that first game or first match today, I was like, oh, everything's going to be a stomp. And then like the first game kind of felt that way too. Second game seemed closer, at least.
The second game was close. They had like a good comp to make plays and stuff. And we had a lot of oopsies, me very much included. So, but to be honest, I feel like for most of the game, I felt like we were pretty much in control. We had a lot of dragons and we were like doing the plays that we wanted. We just kind of mixed executed a few of them. So they had chances, but I'm glad that we like came back, because I feel like that's something that we were pretty bad at last year, is like when we were at or in disadvantageous positions, we would crumble a little bit.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is the first week, and I think we're already showing good signs of tenacity.
Well, he's not in the league anymore, so I don't know if that's true. But I've seen some C9 fans who have expressed that perhaps Vulcan is not playing as well as he has in the past over the last year or so. And so whenever the roster came together, I think some folks were like, oh, we've got Vulcan again. That is not necessarily the support that I wanted, etc. They didn't say it like that. I'm saying it a little bit more diplomatically. But I'm wondering what you make of that. Do you feel as though you have had lower performances in the last year or so? Do you feel like it's just a factor of roster synergy? Maybe you feel like you've been fine. I'm curious.
I think it's a bit of both. I think roster synergy definitely didn't help, because I think we were kind of a bad team compared to what we should have been last year. And same goes for FlyQuest, which I might sound like a broken record if I keep using that excuse all the time.
Sure.
So I do think some of it falls on my shoulders, and I have to take responsibility for messing up in places where I shouldn't. But with that said, I feel like so far this year, and also our boot camp last year, for this iteration of C9, I feel like I'm doing very well. Sadly, I had a bad game too, so that sucks, because if it was a best of 1 and I just played this game 1, everyone would be
you'd be like, yeah.
And I could be like, yeah, I'm smurfing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game 2 sucked. But no, in scrims, I feel like I'm doing very well. While clicking with the team, I feel like we have a very good group, and it makes it very easy for me to play my role. And I feel like my team is trusting me at the moment, and I feel like I'm in a very good place, and I'll be showing that on stage this year.
I was talking to Inspired earlier and asking him if he was excited to go to Brazil, and also if he was worried at all about all the travel that teams might do if they are especially the best team in the league. So I'm kind of curious, from your end, what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough thing to balance because, yeah, like you said, there's going to be a lot of traveling. Different people deal with it differently, right? Some people are fine; they don't care about jet lag and stuff like that. On some people, it can have a bigger toll. For myself, yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I think if you're first place for the whole year, it's obviously a very strenuous schedule, and I've had schedules like that in the past. Specifically, 2022 EG was a long year with not many breaks, but it just depends like how we take care of ourselves when we get the chance to, and how like we choose to when to go hard and when to like take it a little bit easier, because I think that's going to be something that the team going to Brazil and to Korea after that, they're going to have to manage that. But at the end of the day, we all want to compete, so like it's nice that we have opportunities to go to Brazil, play against these teams, go to Korea, so it's a privilege. It's just a question of how we deal with it.
Do you anticipate that this, like especially the Brazil part, is that something that you think will make those teams stronger? Because there's been some conversation about like how strong the Brazil teams can be, and so I don't know if that feels like better practice or if it feels worse.
No, I think it's going to be practice anyway, because even if the Brazil teams happen to not be as good as the LTA teams, then I think after the first round it could be like a full NA like semifinals, I believe. So we're going to get practice either way, get stage games, best of 5. So yeah, I feel like if you go there, you'll get better. It's usually a question for these kind of boot camps and tournaments is like, did anything happen that like boomed the team or not? If it didn't, then you are probably going to be better. If it did, then I don't know, you have something to patch, some bandage stuff.
Okay, most important question, did you finish reading Stormlight 5?
No, I'm actually doing a full reread.
Okay.
Because for the 4th book, I didn't reread, and I didn't enjoy the book as much because I felt like I didn't remember a lot of stuff that I was reading. So I'm doing a full reread. I'm halfway, maybe past halfway on the 2nd book, so I won't be reading it for a little bit. So.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have a while before you get to 5, I guess. Yeah. All right, well, I'll keep updating. Throughout the year, I'll just keep asking you, where are we at in Stormlight reread, and then eventually book 5 progress. But anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for cheering for us. Today, I think we showed a lot of good stuff, and I hope you guys are excited about what we can offer this year. I think we have a really good group of people, and we can go far. So we'll see you guys next week for FlyQuest, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LTA right here on my YouTube channel.
Now this here's a little song I like to call... Wait a minute. TGI viewers? What are you... Oh, Travis must have sent you here. Well, since I wasn't there that week to film, he had me do the outro, so I might as well tell you about the amazing membership benefits that you can get for just $2.99 a month. You get early access to all the videos, plus once a month you get an exclusive video just for you. Now, if you don't mind. Go on.